Hello, and welcome to the Lone Larch Podcast. This is Jenny. You are in my backyard with me today. It is gorgeous outside. I don't know how warm it is, but I'm wearing sandals, hippie boots, back on. So exciting. I just pulled them out today. I'm so excited it's sandal weather. I will now wear them until October. So yeah, I'm very excited. Probably plus, I don't know, the sun feels pretty hot on my face, but it's probably plus 12 or plus 15 in the sun. It's pretty great. There is snow right like 10 feet away in the shade still, so I mean, it's not summer yet, but it's a lot warmer than it was. So welcome to the Lone Larch Podcast. You can find me on Instagram as Lone Larch Designs, on Etsy as Lone Larch Designs, and on Ravelry as Jentastic, Jentastk. So if you're new, welcome to my backyard. If you are coming back, welcome to the new location. I spend a lot of my time in the summer in the backyard. There's a lot of maintenance. We have quite a big backyard. Our lot is quite large compared to others in town, so there's a lot of maintenance. We have a lot of hedges and some trees, aspens, my own little aspen forest. It's not quite as magical as Amy's, but it's magical enough for me. So, welcome. I have a co-host. This right here is Ollie. It is a little guy that I brought home from Revelstoke, actually. I found him in Revelstoke. A little memorandum guy that I brought home for our first lady beagle that died. So that's Ollie, and she hangs out clearly in the backyard underneath the mushroom. And I'm gonna get another one for Winnie. Winnie's our other lady beagle that just died a couple of months ago. She died in end of December. I'm gonna get another one for her, but I haven't found one yet. Honestly, I haven't been looking that much because I haven't been in garden centers or anything like that yet. But that will come very, very soon. So I'm pretty pumped. I'm pretty pumped for spring. I was gonna get the rake out and clean up, and I thought that's ridiculous. You guys aren't gonna see the floor. Who cares? So, welcome to my backyard. This is a podcast about knitting, sometimes spinning, sometimes life, sometimes everything that I feel like talking about, whatever I feel like I need to say to the world, maybe. I don't know. So come hang out with me if you feel like it. I don't have anything today special to drink. I just have water because I need to drink more, as I've said before. So drink all the water. I'm trying to drink at least 2 or 3 of these a day, which, now saying that out loud, it seems totally excessive, but I have issues with headaches and migraines. There's a bug walking down my phone right now. It's a leaf hopper. That makes me so excited. I think that's the first real bug I've seen all year, other than like houseflies. Oh, he's so cute. Anyway, drink more water to battle the headaches, which I have been battling a lot this week. Weird moods, weird dreams, weird headaches. I don't really know what's going on, but I think part of it is drinking more water. So that's what I'm going to do. First of all, I'm going to talk about podcast of the week. I had a really hard time choosing podcast of the week because I feel like loud truck driving down the street. Sorry if that's loud. That is one thing about being outside. We're sheltered because we're in the backyard. We live on a very busy street, but being in the backyard is a lot quieter. So hopefully no combines or like big obnoxious rig rockets drive by, but if they do, just plug your ears and I apologize. What was I saying? Oh, podcast of the week. There has been so many new podcasts this week. I cannot keep up, and I'm sure everyone is feeling like this too. People constantly asking me to watch their podcast, which is awesome. I mean, I did the same thing. I want to share what I'm doing with other people, but I have just been completely overwhelmed by it. So if I haven't gotten to it or haven't commented on your podcast or responded or whatever, it's just because I haven't gotten to it. Life is very busy right now, and I'm holding on tightly with both hands. But the two that I want to mention, the first one, I don't know how I haven't watched her before. It's Yarn Junkie. She's Yarn Junkie _Yarn Junkie on Instagram, and I think your name is Amber. I can't remember, but I found you this week and I like you. I think you're very cute. You have great taste. You're a tiny human like me, very petite woman, but tall. So I like watching people that are similar to me in the way that I'm always curious what patterns they're choosing and what looks good on them. So it gives me kind of a, it gives me ideas of what to look for me. So I really enjoy her. Go check her out. Yarn Junkie Podcast. I've been finding so many this week that I'm like, ooh, that's a nice new podcast. Awesome, let's go check it out. And then I scroll down and it's like episode 86. And I feel totally ridiculous. Like, do I live under a rock? How come I have not found these people yet? So many podcasts. Yeah. The other person I want to mention is Shannon from Socksetra, because I may be seeing her in a few days. Well, next week. So, I'm pretty excited about that, to meet another podcaster and to just hang out and knit a thing. We're gonna knit a thing. So that'll be really fun. She just dyed her hair blonde again, and it looks really good. And my friend Kate wants me to dye my hair. I have this picture of me on my fridge when I, probably 12 or 13 years ago now, when I lived in Jasper. My hair is short like this, a little bit longer, but it's bleached from the sun. It's super, super bright blonde. And Kate keeps bugging me to cut off my hair and dye it blonde again because she thinks it looks really good. So, Kate, I've cut my hair off and dyeing it blonde because of Shannon may be happening very, very soon. I think she's actually going to do it while I'm sleeping when I'm at her house next week, because she wants it to happen so bad, which I'll be totally fine with. Oh, there's a cat. It's Conan. Come here, buddy. Yeah, come here. He must have been chasing something. He just ran out of the hedge. So those are the two podcasts I wanted to mention. Shannon I really like. She talks about all sorts of stuff. She's clearly knitting. She's got really good segments. But she always has something really thought-provoking, I guess you could say, to say. And I really like that. It's not just, here's what I'm knitting, and here's some awesome yarn that you should go spend money on, which I appreciate too, but I always come away from her podcast really having something to think about and kind of process throughout the day, and it just pushes me to form my own opinions on a lot of things, which I think is cool. So those are my two podcasts for the week. I promised myself I was only going to do one, but I have a really hard time deciding. So that's that. Okay, so FOs, I have 3 FOs by now, right? 3 FOs. So Instagram, you probably saw if you follow me there, I have my Revelstoke socks, which are done. There's 1 and there's 2, and they've already been worn and washed, and I love them. And if you want to see them in more detail, I put a picture up on Instagram where you can see the pattern. And the pattern is the Revelstoke sock by, I didn't write it down this time, Kaylee Jessen White, I think. And the yarn is Yarn Ink in the color Earth. I love them. I absolutely love them. And I'm going to be making more DK socks because I really like the thickness of them for running around my house. We have hardwood floors everywhere. So I always either wear slippers or socks. And I really, really like the way these ones feel on my foot. So those are totally a win. So these are for my knit along, which is on right now until the end of March. March 31st is the end of the Canadian pattern sock knit along. All you have to do is make a pair of socks either from a Canadian designer or using a Canadian yarn. And for these ones, both the designer and the yarn were Canadian. But I mean, you don't have to do that. That's just because I'm an overachiever sometimes. And did that. So there's still lots of time. What is it? It's the 8th or 9th or something today. So, I mean, you still essentially have 3 weeks to do a pair of socks if you want. There's lots of people that are, have already put up their finished objects, lots of people that are putting up works in progress in the Lone Larch Podcast Ravelry group. So go look through the threads. You can see all the beautiful socks that everyone is making. I still haven't put my finished object in. I'm going to put it in the chatter thread, not the finished objects thread, so I don't mess with the numbers, but I'm terrible at Ravelry. I'm just going to say it right now. I've been thinking of this all week and feeling super guilty about it. It's not that I feel like it's a waste of time. I just need to spend my time doing other things other than cruising Ravelry and writing in forums and all of that. But I will say right now, I read everything. I read absolutely everything that is in the group, and everyone that posts, pretty much, I think I've covered everyone. If I've read your post, I hit like or love on it. So that love is probably me just essentially saying that I've read your post, and I acknowledge that you're there, but I just don't want to spend my life commenting on stuff. And I mean, Emmy said to me the other day, Emmy's my little girl, she asked me to do something, and I was in the middle of doing something on my phone, whatever it was, commenting or something, and she said, "Don't worry, Mom, you can bring your phone." And I just went, oh my good grief. Like, if my child knows that I am completely attached to my phone, I need to make a change, because that is not cool to me. I need to be able to just put it down and have my Emmy time and not just be so connected all the time. So I'm gonna attempt to do that. But no, please, please, please know that I see everything. I appreciate every single comment. I love it. I love the interaction that is there, but I just can't be as present, if that's the right word, as maybe I feel like I need to be. I need to keep my priorities straight, and that's definitely one of them. Conan's hiding behind that tree right there. You just barely can't see him. But anyway, so that's it, finished objects. I'm very glad that those are done. My others are kind of cheating finished objects. I have 2 little mini socks that I did. If you saw on Instagram, I was having a really crappy day on a day. I think it was Thursday. No, that was yesterday. Monday? Anyway, I was having a really crappy day and I couldn't focus on anything, and I had a headache, and it was just bad. So instead of trying to work on what I was working on, my knitting, and kind of not feeling any progress was getting made, I pulled out a couple of mini skeins. This one's from Sue, and this one is from Linda. She was my mini sock swap partner. And so I pulled out these 2 mini skeins and I just knit those little guys up, and it just made me so happy to get them done. So in saying this, this is my February and my March mini sock done. I'm making a mini sock garland, so that by next Christmas I'll have 12 little socks all in a row. And I'm really glad that I did that, actually, because it's just one thing off my list that, I have to remember to do that, and then you just forget, and then all of a sudden it's 2 months later. So I'm glad that I got those 2 little guys done. And this yarn, Sue, I don't know what yarn it is, but holy smokes, it is lovely. And I want more of it. So if you can remember what that is, please tell me. I think Chelsea made a hat out of it. That might be a lie. I'm not sure. But it looks really familiar. So if you can come up with what that's called, I'd love more of it. I'd like to go hunt it down. Those are my 2 mini socks. Yeah, so that's all my FOs. What I'm working on right now is my Lara socks that, oh my god, did I really forget my stripy socks? I totally did. Okay, hold on. Hold on a sec, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. And I got the charger for my phone too, because it's about to die. Don't try to record a podcast on 20% battery. It's not gonna work. And why even push it? Seriously, there's a bug in this tree. Oh, it's that same leafhopper. There's somebody else up there I can hear buzzing around. Anyway, you don't need to see me staring up at trees. I do that all day. I don't need to do it anymore. And the sun's getting really hot. It feels so good. I'm so excited. It's almost summer. What was I talking about? Take a drink, then you'll remember. And then leak all over your face. I'm the most charming person in the world, if you haven't noticed that by now. Okay, so what was I talking about? Lara's socks. I want to talk about something because I've been battling this. I think I talked about it before, but I'm not sure. Maybe some of you haven't heard it, but I seriously battle with the size of needles to do socks on. My gauge is so, well, clearly it's dependent on the yarn that I'm using, but I have such a hard time deciding whether or not to use 2 millimeters, 2.25 millimeters, or 2.5 millimeters. Candace lent me her 2.5 millimeters high sharps. They're gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous, and I understand what all the hype is about. And I think it's the magic gauge. Like, I think these are the needles that I have been searching for my entire life. Where have you been all of my life? 2.25 high sharps. Or something, because the combination of these two things together, Lara's yarn with Candace's needles, is just spot on, and it's so happy. But then I start doing Candace's stripy socks for her knit along, and I have these on my Addie sock rockets. Look at that yarn, right? Look at that yarn. Anyway, I have hers on my 2.0 millimeters with this yarn. This is Mud Punch yarn. And the fabric is perfect. The fabric is the way I want it to be, super thick. I hate loosely knit socks. I just don't wear them. They're uncomfortable. I put them on my feet and I I definitely have said this before. I stand up and I can just feel every single little stitch on my feet, and I despise that. So what I'm saying, I don't know what I'm saying, but I think I need to start getting over the fact that 2.5s are too big for my gauge, and that I need to either do, like with the thicker sock yarn, use a 2.25 and just shut up about it and do 64 stitches, and then with a 2 and the thinner sock yarn, just do 68 stitches and just get over it, instead of, because there's so much stress that I go through. This is so ridiculous. But there's so much stress that I go through from here to here, trying to figure out if my gauge is right. Are these socks going to be too big? Am I wasting time by doing this? Am I just going to have to rip it all out? Like, this just plays over and over and over in my mind until I get to about here. Just totally stupid. I want to just cast on a pair of socks, be totally fine, relaxed, knit away, and a mindless knitting, right? That's all I want, is just mindless knitting when I'm doing socks. So I don't know what else to say about that. But I think I finally came to that realization that 2.5s are too big for my gauge, and just do it and get over it. So I am going to be going, no, I'm not going to talk about that yet. So what I'm trying to say is I don't know. But what I did want to say, to compare these two, because Candace lent me her high sharps, and I am a Addie sock rocket person, they're very comparable. They're very, very close to being awesome, both being awesome in my mind. The tips feel very similar. The sharps are maybe a touch sharper, but honestly not by a lot. The only thing that has won me over is the connection with the highs is better. This connection is way, way smoother than the Addie sock rockets. So I am hoping to find some more high sharps, is what I'm saying about that. That is the only difference. These ones catch when I'm moving the sock on the needle, like to flip it over to the other side for magic loop. These ones catch every time, and that drives me bananas. Well, not really. Like, I'm kind of used to it. I don't mind it that much, but this is seamless, absolutely seamless on the highs. So get your high sharps today is what you can take from that. So I haven't done much progress on the Lara socks, so I'll just put those away because I've been doing lots of other stuff. So I'm going to Langley on Friday night to visit my friend Kate and my friend Lara. Kate is an amazing person. Kate has graciously spent all of her air miles to fly me and Emmy out to see them. Emmy and Lani, her little girl, are They were very good friends when they were here, and they need to see each other, and they need to have some fun time together. So Kate's flying us out there, and I'm really excited. I don't know what else to say about it, but when I'm there, I'm hoping to go to a couple of yarn stores. One is 88 Stitches in Langley. It's like 2.5 minutes from Kate's house. So I'm definitely going to go there and see if I can find some new sock needles. And my friend Lara and I, we're going to meet up for a day, and I think we may go to, what's it called? Valley Yarn, I think is what it's called, and it's in Surrey, which I haven't done the Google map yet, but I think it's like half an hour away from Kate's house, so it's not too much of a travel. So I'm thinking that I'm going to get a whole army of new sock needles and get rid of my 2.5s. I'll keep one, clearly, because you always need one set of each size in my mind. But I have a couple of different pairs. I have a wood pair of Chowgoos that I despise. I want to get rid of them so bad. And I have a couple other 2.5s that I'm going to get rid of them because they just make me angry, and they're just not for me. Now, saying that, I'm a terrible salesman, once again. If anybody wants to trade sock needles, I am totally up for that. Sizes or whatever. I have 2.5s, and what I'm looking for is 2.25s or 2s. So if you want to trade with me, send me a message and we can discuss. I'll show you what I have, and we can decide if we want to do a swap or whatever. But I just need to, I'm not really trying to downsize, but I'm just trying to get rid of stuff that I don't use because it's a waste of space. And it just creates frustration in my life, so I'm going to get rid of it. So that's that. I cannot wait to go to Langley. I cannot wait. Kate, are you so excited? You better watch this before I get there. You should. You better. I'm so excited. And it's going to be the first time that Emmy goes on an airplane, which is going to be crazy because it's at like, I think our flight is at 10:50 or something at night on Friday night. So Emmy's going to be a mess. But it's okay. It's a free flight and it's one night. So it's not a big deal. And then when we fly home 6 days later or whatever it is, it's the same thing. It's a terribly late flight. But I don't care because I get to see my friends. I get to see Lara, and I get to see Kate, and I get to see Lanny and Griffey and Glenn and Shannon potentially, and I'm just really, really excited. So enough about that. These are my stripy socks that I am working on because I've been holding them the whole time. I should probably tell you what they are. They're just a vanilla sock that I've made up. This is a wedge toe. I don't know if it's actually a wedge toe. I just started building it, but I'm pretty sure it's a wedge toe. And the yarn is Mud Punch yarn. She's in Vancouver. She's actually in Burnaby, which is Greater Vancouver area. And I love her yarn. I absolutely love it. Can you even tell the difference from the green to the yellow out here? Maybe not. It's okay. I've posted some pictures on Instagram if you want to see more detail about the yarn. But these are for Candace's stripy sock along. Candace of the Pin Feathers and Pearls. I'm sorry, I'm terrible at explaining myself. Pin Feathers and Pearls. Candace is doing a stripy sock along. You can do any sock you want. It just has to be with stripy yarn. So those are those, and I am loving it, and they are totally addictive. And I absolutely understand now why people buy all the stripy sock yarn, because it is so incredibly addictive to knit those. Oh, I just want to get to the end of this color. Oh, I just want to get to the end of the repeat. This yarn is so gorgeous. And then it's like 4 hours later and you have half a sock. I love it. So I will definitely be getting more stripy sock yarn. Great. Another thing to get addicted to. But that's okay. I just want to make sure that I've said everything I want to say. 2.5 millimeters, blah, blah, blah. Okay, the other thing I'm working on is my Seashore by Isabel Kramer. Isabel, I think it's an Isabel Kramer. I love the way this is turning out, and I really hope that you can see it. It's really hard to hold up, but this is the way the striping is turning out. And what you're looking at right now is like kind of half a shoulder. But it's got clearly it's a top down, start from the yoke and you go down. It has this yarn from Caitlin French. And then I have Cascade 220, no, really Jenny? Cascade Heritage Solids in the tan. And it is coming out better than I could have possibly imagined it to be coming out. And this pattern is really cool. You start knitting it flat, and so you create this open flap at the back. There's a buttonhole here and a buttonhole here. Actually, I think it's on the other side, doesn't matter. And then this clearly will be closed when it's done, but then you do German short rows across the back and then into the shoulders on both sides. You do one side and then you do the other side and then you go around the front. So the back of it is actually significantly longer right now. Can you see that? Yes, you can see that. It's significantly longer than the front, which I love. And I think I'm going to make all my sweaters with short row shaping in the back now, because I hate having the front of my shirt like right on my collarbone. It has to be at least, well, like this t-shirt is perfect. Has to be at least like just below my collarbone, or else it just drives me crazy. I feel all claustrophobic and I pull it on it and stuff. And so yeah, the German short rows were for a new thing that I had never done before. That was really fun to do, and I hope I did them right. Honestly, I don't know. It looks really clean, so I'm thinking I did. I just have to take my shoe off, tuck my foot under. What was I gonna say? German short rows were really cool to figure out. And they look pretty seamless. Like I can barely tell where they are, so that makes me think that I did them correctly. You can see the shadow of them, but look how awesome that looks. Like it's just really clean. So there's that. What was the other thing that I did new? Oh, the way that you join this, like once you start working in the round, you join it, and then like clearly you start flat, right? And then you join them right there, and then you start working in the round to do the rest of the yoke. And it's just absolutely seamless. And I don't know if there's actually a technique name for it, but I think it might be kind of like a 3-needle bind off. Like you use a third needle and you put it behind, and then you knit, or you have 4 stitches on the spare needle and then the next 4 stitches of the rest of it, and then you, or not the rest of it, from one side then to the other side, you put the last 4 stitches here and the beginning 4 stitches here, and then you knit these 4 together as you're knitting along. So it's like you're doing a knit 2 together, but it's 2 pieces of fabric that you're knitting together. If that makes any sense, I really hope it does. And I think that's how you do a 3-needle bind off. I've never actually done that before, but it makes sense that that's how it would work. And it looks gorgeous. It looks absolutely awesome. If I can hold it better. Backwards, there we go. It looks really, really good. So I'm so happy with the way this has turned out. So it's fingering weight, and I think these are a 3.5 needle. They're what are they called? Knitter's Pride, my interchangeable set. I'm just absolutely adoring this, is the way that this is turning out, and it's funny because it's really, really hard deciding what to work on, whether it's this sweater or the stripy socks, because I am just adoring the way both of them are turning out. So I've been trying really hard to like give them both the even amount of time, so I don't know, so I don't neglect one or something. I don't know, but really, really happy with everything that I'm working on right now. It's really, really good knitting right now. Makes me smile. See, look at that smile on my face. That's good. If your knitting makes you do that, keep doing it. Within reason. Because I mean, you should always challenge yourself, but anyway. So that's all the things I'm working on. It's really not a lot, and I'm really happy with that. I'm glad that it's kind of low-key. But there are lots of things that I want to cast on, but I don't want to get too overwhelmed. One of the things that I'm going to cast on, because like everyone else, I completely adore Katie from Inside Number 23, and I'm not I'm not even gonna say it, never mind. Katie, I love you, and I think you're adorable, and I just watched you yesterday, yeah, your newest episode yesterday, and you just make me so happy. It was actually the day I was having the crappy mood, and it popped up on my phone, you know, Katie is just, not Katie, but Inside Number 23 has just uploaded a new movie, or a new show, and I just went, yes, perfect, because she's so bubbly and so happy, and she really helped me get out of that gross mood. I'm just watching Conan, sorry. And what was I gonna say about Katie? Oh yeah, Katie's doing a Harry Potter along, and I want to join, and this is what I'm gonna use to join. I showed you this last week. It's my Manos de Uruguay, Alegria. And I don't know why, but this feels like it should be made into something Harry Pottery. So I'm gonna choose, I'm gonna go through, I forgot to do it before. Today's been a bit ridiculous already. I'm trying to keep up. I'm gonna go through all the socks. You know, the Hermione socks and the Weasley socks and the Neville socks and all of those. I'm gonna go through all those and try and find one that I really like and cast on this with them. But it's not gonna happen until after I get back from being out west, because I want to get as far as I can with what I'm working on before I get too crazy and cast on all the things. Everybody seems to be casting on all the things right now. I'm like, no, you need to get proper needles, because if you use the wrong needles, you're just gonna get frustrated. And then I take this yarn and I put it away and I just don't look at it again for a little while. Trying to stay calm. It is so addictive. Watching all the podcasts, everyone has said this. Watching all the podcasts and not wanting to just knit everything that everyone else is knitting. It's really hard. Oh, that was Conan jumping up on the fence. Sorry, weird noises that I'm not used to being in the backyard anymore. He's watching the birds. I was trying to get him over here, and he's busy hunting birds in the fence. Or in the hedge, I mean. Okay, so Katie, you're awesome. I'm going to start the Harry Potter along as soon as I get more progress on my other stuff done. And that is it. I don't have any acquisitions because I've actually bought quite a lot of yarn for myself. I've bought quite a lot of yarn in the past 2 months, and I have a feeling that I'm going to come home with a few treasures from the West. So I have been trying to be, behave myself with ordering stuff online because it's just so accessible and it's dangerous. So I have to be careful. Oh, there's Conan. He's chasing birds. So Katie just had a really cool segment on her podcast about instead of showing what you got, your wish list, what's on your list, what do you want to buy, but are trying to hold off for whatever reason. And the one thing that I watch and visit constantly, I have such a hard time remembering what I've said before, and I'm sorry if I'm just repeating myself over and over and over again, but I have had my eye on the Lichen and Lace yarn for months, and I want it so bad. It's gorgeous, and the colorway I want is Pressed Flowers. It is stinking gorgeous. I want it very badly. It's gorgeous. I just repeat myself over and over and over again. She lives in New Brunswick, which is on the east coast of Canada. I despise living on a busy street. I'm just gonna say that right now. She's Canadian, and I don't know when I'm gonna get it, but it is the first thing that I will be purchasing when I'm ready to purchase again online with all of my self-control and not just buy all her yarn. But it's gorgeous. Go check her out. Lichen and Lace, I think it's just lichenandlace.com is her website. The other person that I've been eyeing up, I was eyeing her up when I was looking at Mud Punch's yarn, because I was looking for self-striping, was Scrumptious Pearl. She's in Quebec, also in Canada. Her self-striping is beautiful. I went through last night and was wish listing and was like, I love that, I love that. I just hit 1,000 hearts, and she's probably looking at her phone just going like, you're just liking everything. Why don't you just quit liking everything and just like the shop? Well, I did that too. But I think I pretty much liked everything in her shop. It's just beautiful, beautiful stuff. And it's Canadian, so right now it's kind of cheap. So go check it out. Just saying, all you American people. So those are my 2 wish lists, and they will be happening soon, but not until I deal with what I have. And I'm totally fine with that, because there's so much of my yarn that I absolutely love. What's her name? I can't remember what her name is, but on the Milk Shed blog, what is her name? Doesn't matter. You know her name. From the Milk Shed blog, she just said about her stash, everything that she has in her stash right now, she loves. She absolutely adores everything she has, and that makes her very happy. And that's the point that I'm at. There isn't anything in my stash where I'm like, let's just leave that till later. Everything that I have, I just want to use right now, which is really exciting for me. But also puts a lot of pressure on myself, because I want to knit all the things. I want to cast them all on. But I shouldn't, because I should keep things under control or something. Whatever. Doesn't matter. So those are my 2 wish lists. One day very, very soon. And that's all I have for knitting. It is so warm out, and I'm pretty sure the side of my face is getting red. But red with sunburn, not red with weird stress and anxiety. Wow, it's so nice out. Okay, so that's all I have for knitting. I don't have any bags to show you, and I will tell you why. I am going on holiday on Friday night. I do have tomorrow and Friday, which I will be making a few more bags to put in the shop. I just got my tags again. I've been having issues with tags with the mail, and also my supplier lady, she ran out of the fabric that she uses. That was on back order, and blah 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 blah. So I've been having a hard time keeping up the momentum, just because I don't have the tags, or I run out of this, and then I have to drive for an hour to get it because the store in town is useless and doesn't have anything that I need, and stuff like that. So I just keep getting put behind, but I'm hoping to have 3 or 4 bags up for the weekend before I go. And if that happens, I will announce it on Instagram. I'll put something up on Instagram about these are new in the shop. Go check them out. And if you're interested in them, they just have to be, not to push you, I feel weird saying this, but if you want them shipped before the 18th, essentially, which is when I get back, you have to purchase them before Friday at probably 2 o'clock would be the cutoff, because at that point I have to print out the labels, get them packaged up, and then get them to the post office before I leave, essentially. So keep your eyes out. There will be a couple new bags going in today. Well, that's a lie. Probably not tonight, but tomorrow, which is Thursday. I should probably tell you the dates. Thursday and Friday until 2 o'clock is going to be my cutoff. Is that what I said? Yeah, until 2 o'clock on the 11th. That will be when I'm going to close my shop. Then my shop will be on vacation until March the 17th, which is when I get back. Is that right? Yeah, I think I get back that day, that night. And then March 18th, which I think is next Friday, I am going to have another pre-order for the Revelstoke bags, because the Revelstoke bags have exploded. I have a list of people that want to be notified when they go up. I have people constantly sending me messages saying, are you going to make any more? I love them. I miss them. I missed them when they were up. Please make more. And I am totally overwhelmed by the amount of people that are interested in them. So I am going to do a pre-order. I will have 6 bags of each, the Mount Revelstoke and the Lake Revelstoke bags. And when they go up, they go up. I'm not going to hold any for anyone. I'm just going to announce 2 or 3 times before I do, put the pre-order up, that it's happening, so that I hit a couple different times on Instagram to hopefully get different people. And then I will just open the pre-order, and if you get a bag, you get a bag. Awesome. I'm so excited for you. If you don't, hopefully I can still get fabric and make another batch in a week or so. I'm afraid that I'm going to get burnt out on Revelstoke bags, so I'm not going to make them constantly, and I'm not going to have them available all the time, because it gets boring using the same fabric over and over again. That's half the fun, is choosing the different combinations. And finding new things, just exploring fabric stores and finding this and putting it with this and this zipper, and holy cow, look at this combination. So after all of that, there's going to be a pre-order. Good grief. I don't know why I feel I have to justify every single thing that I do in my world, but I do. So I'm sorry about that. So yeah, pre-order is going to happen on March the 18th. The store will reopen and the pre-orders will be up at that time at 12 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, which is where I am. And then I think I will have them ship out on the 22nd or the 23rd, which is the Tuesday and the Thursday, I think. No, Tuesday and the Wednesday of the following week. So hopefully that made sense. If you are confused, send me a message and I will try to explain it better. And yeah, but please, 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 I'm not going to be reserving any for anyone because it's, I find that very frustrating. For some reason, I don't know why, but I just have a hard time. I feel like it should be even for everybody. When they're up, and if you can get them, then awesome. And if you can't, then I'm sorry. Please wait for the next one. Or go look at my shop and see if you find anything else, because, I mean, everything that I make is runs along the same sort of taste wavelength, clearly. So, enough with that. Moving on. That's all I have to say. Conan will not come over here, but he's laying in the sun over there. Conan! Come here. No, he's just totally shafting me. So that's all I have to say. Next week I will be in Langley, so I am not going to be recording or putting one up. I am going to be recording a few little bits and pieces here, maybe with some guests here and some guests here and some what we're doing and stuff. I will be recording a lot, but I won't be putting it up on YouTube until after I get home, clearly, because I'm not taking a computer with me, and it just has to wait till I get home to use iMovie and do it up. So until then, enjoy yourself, knit only happiness, and oh, I got in trouble for not doing this last time. I'm sorry, everyone. Big kiss. Mwah. See you soon. Bye.